Good morning and welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to Etedi, Papua New Guinea today. This is the first time for you guys out here. 775 meters long, and it's located in the upper Sepik area of Papua New Guinea. So, alright, igniter's on, fuel pump on. Start. Wait for my ITT to drop below 200 before introducing my fuel.
TOS system test. Okay.
Because I just shut down. Alright, the ITT's coming up quicker now just because the engine is already warm. And 699. Alright, generator on, prop forward, for V2, alternator and aux bus. Let's go ahead and call up Madang and give him our flight following stuff for SAR. Madang 6538 November Tango Zulu taxi. November Tango Zulu taxi, Teddy, Sortami, 1 POB. November Tango Zulu. Alright, so this flight is just a 7-minute flight. So let's go ahead and do our checklist here. Fuel caps and selectors are good, controls are good. Turn off our TOS for takeoff. Get our radar going on standby to get the gimbals going so that it's not just bouncing around in there. Flaps are set, indicated, and verified at 20. Switches. Alright, so here we are in Papua New Guinea, right above Australia. If you come in, we're way up here at Etedi, and we've got a bunch bouncing around. So, anyways, our first stop, Sortami, is going to be, pattern altitude is 1400, so I'm just going to put that in right now, 1400, just because it's a few minutes over there. It's flat. It says it's two-way, but it's really a one-way, more or less. Alright, switches and instruments are good. Our weight today is 5680. So 56 and 65. Trim is done on this one. We've got, let's see, I'm going to want 35 knots by this little patch of grass that's different color up there. Otherwise, full reverse, heavy braking, flaps up, cut off, pull off, and shut off if we're going off into the bushes. After takeoff, pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. Full flaps 80 to the river. Bunch of gravel down there so we can land in that. And then cut off, pull off, shut off, emergencies, masters, crack my door. Alright, ignition, inlet, and lights. SAR is done. Get our map page, it's not that far over. Alright, we're sea level today, 30 degrees, 1540 for 1590. Ignition condition, flaps 20. On harnesses. Alright, here we go. Alright, 1540, rotate 56. Alright, ITT's right at 720, airspeed's alive, there's 35, continuing. And there is rotate. Climb out at 73 knots. Go 180 basically and pop over these mountains. So 73 knots is going to be my best angle of climb. We got 500-foot clouds right in front of me at about a mile off the end of the runway. It looks like they are actually breaking up, which is actually a good thing because they were full on overcast when I landed just 20 minutes ago. I'm gonna go this way because there's clouds right there now. Right, so I'm just still climbing out at 740 on the ITT, 73 knots, just to get as much altitude as I possibly can right here. It's beautiful right behind me. And then once we get up to an altitude that I think I can jump over these mountains here, yeah, I can start lowering the nose now. Might speed up over 85 and then start pitching for my best rate of climb. So I'm already at pattern altitude of this next place I'm going to, Sortami. So I really don't need to get up much higher than this. There's over 85, 10 degrees flaps. But I do need to climb up maybe another 600 feet or so to get over top of these mountains. Let's bring our prop back. And our ITT bring it on down to 720 for our climb. Go ahead and call up our SAR. For some reason this isn't bringing up my GPS position. Alright, we're departed at 18.225. Heading 6538 November Tango Zulu departure. November Tango Zulu departed Teddy time 18. Tracking 235 on climb below 6,000. Sotomy estimate 25.
Tango Zulu, Roger Murray.
All stations, Teddy 126.7 November Tango Zulu departed Teddy 4. Sotomy tracking 235 below 6,000. Alright, there's 2,500 feet on my altimeter. That's plenty enough to get over top of these mountains right here and almost start our descent right back into Sotomy. I haven't been to Sotomy since last December, so like 9 months I haven't been here, and I was actually really excited to see it on the schedule because I haven't been here in such a long time and I wanted to show you guys this. If there's any place that I would just want to go, like camping, hanging out for the weekend or something, there's this river there that I want to show you. I'll shoot a quick video on the ground and put it on my Patreon page if you guys want to see it. Put up the drone and stuff. But it is just the most perfect, nice, cool looking river.
500.
And it goes right to the end of the runway, and I'm always wanting just to jump out and jump in it before I take off. Alright, let's bring our power back to 1250. Start my descent in. I'm just leaving everything where it is right now just because I'm going right back in. Although I can turn my igniters off. My landing light, engine inlet, bypass, all that's still good. We'll check my brakes. TOS is still good. Our VREF, we just left, so it's the same. We'll be coming in at 65 knots for our approach. Lights and inlet are already done. Let's go ahead and bring up our strip chart here. Okay, so my elevation is going to be 1,400 feet for my pattern altitude. We'll be landing on runway 30. I'm going to hit my OBS button here, turn to runway 30. And that puts a nice line on my screen here so I can see it, because this isn't really a standard pattern. You kind of just go to this hill, turn left, go over these hills, and it's nice to know where the actual runway is. I can land with 2 knots of tailwind full up, but I'm empty, so I could probably add another 8 to that. So I could land with 10 knots of tailwind if need be, but it looks pretty nice out. My go around for this one is just going to be straight ahead to this valley and then make a 180. Alright, that is done. Just going to go ahead and pull my power back and start my descent on down to 1,400 feet. All stations, Sotomy, November Tango Zulu in the circuit, Sotomy. Heading 6538 November Tango Zulu in the circuit, Sotomy, cancel SAR.
November Tango Zulu, Sotomy, forward,
November Tango Zulu. Alright, SAR is done, prop and harness. We'll get our prop forward. So you can't really see it right now, but it's basically straight in front of me at 1.7 miles away, right down by the river. Prop and harness is complete. Going down to 1,400 feet. So we're just going to hug those hills over there, hop over the hill, and then scrape this little hill coming in. It says it's two-way, but it's just such close terrain over there. It really doesn't allow you to get
500.
Very easy. I'm just going to fly overhead first, and that's going to let me know if there's any wind. There's a tiny bit because I can see the windsock just kind of moving around. It looks like there's 4 knots right here kind of coming this way. So it looks like they finally moved in the cones off the end of the runway because there's like this swampy area at the end that kind of just shortened the runway by usable length by almost 100 meters, maybe not quite, 75 meters. Alright, so we're on our downwind now, 65 on down
500.
65, 70, 85 on downwind, and 10 degrees of flaps. Now 20 degrees of flaps. We're going to head right over to those little hills right there. go through a low spot and NEM, and then head over to this little hill off to my left. Alright, everything on the checklist is done except for flaps. We're looking for 85 knots here. And I'm basically just going to be scraping that hill over there as close as I can to it, just because it's pretty close in. Alright, 75 knots on base. I think it's 900 feet around that, over top of that hill, which is just, yeah, 500 feet above the field. Alright, there's coming up to 75 knots.
$500.
Do full flaps checklist is complete. And we want 65 on final. We'll just head to the lowest spot in this little hill right here. I'm already at 900 now, so I think I'm just going to hold my altitude and slow on down right to 65 knots. 2 knots behind me. Alright, try to get over here to the center line. And 65 knots. Alright, we're coming in at 600 feet per minute on our descent. We're looking for 550 for the best. Perfect rate of descent. Trying to land around the first cone in. I guess it'll be the second cone. Alright, we're continuing. Anybody around here. It's pretty slippery actually still. Come on. Straighten up. I'm just sliding sideways. That's because I've got grass on my wheel. Come on. Not gonna get off. Alright, well, I've got grass stuck on my wheel. So I'm just going to have to shut down and get that off. I was just going to jump out. Anyways, I'll just make a quick video real quick if you want to see it on my Patreon. Alright guys, thanks again. Have a good one.